This is Jazmine with Listen to Your Single Friend. We're going to be talking about the good, the bad, and the lonely. Hi guys, welcome back to the show. It's your host Jazmine Karess with Listen to Your Single Friend. Oh my gosh, so March challenge is in full-fledged. It's almost done. But I did announce on the Instagram page a couple days ago that I am not going to be able to complete my own March challenge. I am not going to be able to go on a date this month because, as you guys know, I'm an event planner. I have an event coming up and I have to actually be in person for this one, and I've been asked to quarantine. So I let you guys decide. I put my fate in your hands. I gave you guys two options. Either you guys could let me pass this month and just let me go ahead and have a virtual date that will count for the March challenge, or I have to double up the ante and have two dates for next month, which is April. It was a very close vote. Shout out to those of y'all who fuck with me. 29 people voted for a virtual date. However, 32 people voted that I go on two dates next month. So, yeah, thank you guys. I am back on the apps. I say all the time the apps are ghetto, but it is what it is because it's all we got. I just had like two really unsavory discussions yesterday, online dating, and I'm just like, ugh. Like one guy, he wanted to debate about Kevin Samuels and then got offended, like when I said that men who follow Kevin are misogynistic and just like him. And of course the guy got upset because he is one of his fans. And so like he started like calling me names and saying I could learn from Kevin and I'm just the type that Kevin be talking about. And I was just like, what? Like he didn't call me like out of my name, but he was just like, oh, you're like this, you're like that. He was making assessments about my character just based on the fact that I said this. And it was just so sad because like he was cute, which is why I swiped, but it's like too bad you're a pathetic loser. Like Kevin gonna keep y'all single for real. Y'all literally arguing on the internet, like defending this man's honor. Oh, it was so cringy. Child, he gonna keep y'all single. Y'all is falling victims to the game, but whatever. The other guy, he was cool at first. We were having like a good little chat on the app or whatever. And he asked me, after a couple correspondences, he was like, okay, well, let me throw a scenario at you. And so basically he asked me the scenario, but the gist of it was, do you expect your man to pay if your friends tag along or if your friend tags along? And I just gave him this really thoughtful response. I just said I would prefer it. You know, it's been done for me as a woman and as a third wheel. He said, okay. And then he unmatched me, y'all. Like, quarantine got y'all real uptight. Oh my gosh. Like, I just don't. It just was a lot. Like, I feel like I missed the good part of online dating back in summer 2020 where the quality men were forced to get on the apps. Like, I feel like it's just incels now. Like, what is wrong? I just don't know what's going on, but the men's are upset. But you know what? Go ahead, boo. You know that you can't afford me, so you made that move. I can't even be bad at it. But, you know, as I said, dating apps are the ghetto, just like I said in episode 4, but I'm in this, y'all. I am actually having a pretty good time overall. Those are just two, like, ugh, and they happen on the same day, almost within minutes of each other. So it was just like, oh my gosh, this is so annoying. But I have been talking to some cool guys, and like, it's pretty promising overall. Like sometimes it can be exhausting, but y'all are holding me to it. 2 dates it is. Like I have been having some good connections overall though, but I did just want to tell you about that. And it's just nice being able to have some conversation and get in some flirts and just, you know, talk to guys who like have normal functioning brains and are attractive, you know, like it just makes me feel really girly and giddy, and I like that. Like I'm not going to get into specifics like now or in the future because like I don't know, you guys can chime in, but I just feel like it's weird having this show and actively dating. Like, I can't really talk about my current dating life because, like, I try my best to keep the guys that I'm seeing away from this show and away from the platform. Because, like, I don't want them all up in my business. I don't want them doing their research on me. And namely, I just don't want to get clocked later on. Like, so who is those dudes you was talking about on episode so-and-so? Like, because we was dating at that time. Like, I don't want nobody mathing the math and putting the numbers together. The girl is single, but she is dating. So, yeah. But that's just an update. I will tell y'all what I can, but I am back out there and I'm excited. So that's an update for anybody who is invested in my own dating journey. I am in the swamp with you guys. Next week is going to be our guest episode instead of this week. So this week, I actually have a little bit of dragging to do. And then we'll get into what I think is going to be a fun, little bit of lighthearted segment about things people, single people want our taken friends to know. So the main segment actually might be a little short this week. Because y'all already know, I know what y'all here for this week. Because Goes and Goofies might be a little bit lengthy. But let's keep the conversation going on Instagram and Facebook. That's Listen to Your Single Friend. Twitter is at Your Single FRND. Make sure to tune into our accounts on Fridays for Screenshot Friday. Make sure y'all send me some screenshots. I think I'm kind of running low on screenshots. So yeah, make sure y'all send me some screenshots. I know y'all got some ghetto shit in y'all inbox. So also Listen to Your Single Friend is a book. Make sure to sign up for the book mailing list to get information on release date, pre-orders, etc. Go to the website, ListenToYourSingleFriend.com, and make sure to subscribe on YouTube even if you don't watch there. Now it's time for our trivia throwback. I'll go ahead and play the clip. A recent survey shows that 40% of women view an appropriate time frame for sex as 1 to 3 months, whereas 35% of men think that the third date is fine. On average, couples have sex within blank. Is it A, 1 to 3 dates, B, 4 to 6 dates, C, 7 to 10 dates, or D, 11 to 15 dates? The answer is B. So many of y'all got this wrong. Oh my God. One of my homeboys, he said one thing and then changed his answer to B later. So he ended up getting it right. But a lot of y'all got this wrong. A lot of people said A. The answer is B, 4 to 6 dates, which to me makes sense because depending on how you space it out, that could be anywhere from 3 weeks in to 6 weeks in. You could go on 1 date a weekend, or you can go, kind of do a couple dates a week. So 4 to 6 dates makes sense. We grown, people be fucking. So that is the answer. Now it's time for our quote of the day. Always going to start you guys off with some good vibes. The quote of the day is, "The distance between your dreams and reality is called action." I love that. And honestly, that was for me. Because, like, I get it. I always talk about the importance. Closed mouths don't get fed. You got to be actionable about your dating life. It all sounds great in theory, but actually having to dust the cobwebs off my dating apps, even though it's only been a couple weeks, it's just like, damn, here we go again. You know what I mean? But the things that I want for myself are only attainable if I put in effort. Like, I would love to be one of those silver spoon girls where your husband just walked up to you on the street, that may still happen. But, for me, I feel like my dating life requires action to see the results and see the things that I want, because there could be things that I learned from the people that I'm dating and I'm getting to know that are going to help me with the guy that I eventually meet that's going to approach me on the street or whatever the case may be. So that is your quote of the day. All right, guys, now it's time for Goes and Goofies. This is the pop culture segment where we talk about anything that is going viral, trending, anything I've read in the news lately, related to dating and relationships. So Goes this week, I didn't do a lot of research. I didn't try that hard for goals this week. I do just want to follow up on a prior goal. A lot of you guys text me about this. I told you that my grandmother got engaged. Child, they move very quickly. I mean, they are 70-ish. So, she just got married this past weekend. So I'm really, really happy about that. And I talked about this on that episode. You know, the fact that she got married at 70, just shows like there's not a timeline. Life does not look one singular way. And you can still find love later on in life. I know I have some listeners that are over 50. You can still find love. Hell, even over 40. People feel like your life ends at 32. But something that was really sweet about this, we had to do it on Facebook Live because of COVID. So like there were some people there, you know, in the ceremony area, but the rest of us were on Facebook Live in a private group. And one of my grandma's friends wrote in the comments, she was like, this is so beautiful. This gives me hope that I can find this too. And that's what the fuck I'm talking about. That is what goals is for. Like seeing stuff like this, hearing stuff like this, and seeing her comment, it really, really warmed my heart because, you know, we just love to see it, honestly, y'all. So that is just a little bitty follow-up to goals that happened a few weeks ago. And that is basically going to be your goals this week. Because y'all are only here for the fuck shit. So, it's time for Goofies. So, the first Goofy this week is Quavo. So, Quavo is a rapper from Migos. It's Quavo, Takeoff, which is the one that can actually rap the best, and then Offset, which is Cardi B's cheating husband. So Quavo was the other one. I feel like Quavo is kind of the most popular one of Migos, but they're a rap group from Atlanta. Quavo is dating Saweetie. Saweetie is a female rapper, cute as fuck. Can't rap that great, but we love her. She's funny as shit, and I love her energy. They have been dating. I don't know how long they have been dating, but it's been at least a year. I'm sure it's well over a year. Long story short, Quavo cheated on Saweetie, and she gets on Instagram. Was it Instagram or was it Twitter? And basically, I'm going to read to you guys what she said. So, Saweetie tweeted, and basically confirmed that she was single. She said, I'm single. I've endured too much betrayal and hurt behind the scenes for a false narrative to be circulating that degrades my character. Presents don't band-aid scars, and the love isn't real when the intimacy is given to other women. So that's what she said a few days ago. So then Quavo comes back, and let me give you a little bit of backstory. What she's talking about her character. She used to date Justin Combs, which is one of Diddy's sons, and she was on his little like talk show that he had or whatever, and basically, they asked her like a question about having a threesome, and she said no, unless it's with another guy, unless it's two guys. And I don't know, dudes, you know, they're misogynistic. They wasn't fucking with it at all, and they felt like, oh, she being disrespectful, she want to fuck another nigga, that kind of thing. And Justin is her ex, and it just kind of, you know, the energy seemed kind of, you know, it was given what it was given. So people kind of made assumptions about that. But then she did confirm on the internet that she was single. So then Quavo says, I had love for you and disappointed you did all that. You are not the woman I thought you were. I wish you nothing but the best. So let's break this down, because first of all, what the fuck are you trying to say? Like, you cheated on her. So you didn't deny that you cheated on her. You said you're disappointed that she did all that. So to me, it seems like you're really just mad that she put you on blast. You're not apologetic about the way that you treated her. You're more so mad that you got exposed. And that right there is some fuck shit. That is some goofy shit. How dare you get on Beyonce's internet and sit up here and say, I can't believe you did that. No fucking accountability for what you did. But you can't believe she talked about. That is a part of her story. That is her narrative. You cannot tell people that they cannot tell their truth. Okay? This is your truth, that you feel like she's not the woman you thought she was. You thought that she was fucking Cardi. You thought that she was one of these bitches that's gonna sit up here and take that shit lying down. Well, you know what? I said there wasn't a lot of goals, but let me go ahead and give Sweetie goals. I gave her goals before a few or many episodes ago about something else, but it was really along the same lines of she knows what she wants and she's in alignment with her values. It was about the Birkin bag thing. She want dudes that, you know, give her Birkin bags. That's fine. Date dudes to give you Birkin bags. Do you, boo? Basically. But she just decided that this situation wasn't serving her no more. So for you to get on the internet and sit up here and make it seem like she's a monster or like she's just the worst human being ever because she told people about the fact that she is single, I just don't understand. Like, it's the gaslighting for me. And then his sister gets on the internet and was like, y'all not gonna be dragging my brother. Y'all not gonna be talking about him. So, Weedy, y'all don't even know her. She not as nice as y'all think she is. It's always some dumb ass girl. A mama, a sister, a auntie, a cousin, some bitch that's around a guy who has no accountability that sits up there and coddles him. Sister girl, nobody asked you. Your brother cheated. So yes, he's going to get fucking dragged. I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to say anything publicly to denounce. If I don't agree with something that a guy that I know did, I'm not going to get on the internet and say, yeah, that was fucked up. Like, I'm not going to drag you with the rest of the crew, but you need to take that fucking shit. Take your L. Like, for you to get up here, y'all not going to be dragging my brother. Bitch, shut up. I can't with the fuck shit. It's always the man who ain't got no accountability getting coddled by all the women in his life, just like this. She ain't even who y'all think she is. Okay, and again, we're addressing everything but the actual issue, which is the fact that he cheated, and that's the reason that they broke up. Like, I'm just not here for that shit. And I'm not here for women sitting up here coddling men in their lives. Tell the men in your lives, you're on bullshit. That's what the fuck you get. You don't have to air them out in front of the public, but for her ass to get on the internet, nah, that's some fuck shit. And men like Quavo don't have no accountability. They do whatever the fuck they want, and then they get mad when a woman don't want to deal with that. Now she ain't who I thought she was. You thought she was one of these bitches, and she's not. He got the wrong one. Shout out to Sweetie for standing her ground. We love to see it. I do want to send her love and healing because breakups are hard. And, you know, I can tell that she was just kind of at a point that she was fed up. And, you know, I just really feel for her. So sending Sweetie, like, healing, speedy recovery, and we know it ain't gonna be no problem for sis to come back on the come up with a new dude. So, hey, put my new man on the leash, traded in my old nigga. He was just the least. She said it. My bitch is back in the streets, okay? Oh, and I just want to add one more thing. Quavo did not take away the Bentley that he got her. It was rumors going around. That's not the situation that happened. So people saying that he repoed her shit, that is not what happened. It was just a rumor. But I will say that men who take back gifts are corny as fuck. You don't do that. Like, I've been in situations where I've gifted men and I'm like, ooh, I want to go get back whatever the fuck I got his dumb ass. But nope, you gave a gift, and I just don't believe in trying to backtrack. So now, without further ado, so I have held off on this recording of this episode for as long as possible because of this story. This story is still developing by the minute. Like, as I'm recording this right now, people are still talking about more shit that is coming up. But I'm just going to go ahead at this time and address what's going on. Derrick Jaxn. For those of you who don't know who Derrick Jaxn is, he is a social media personality. He has 1.3 million followers on Instagram. He built a whole brand. This is from, I'm reading this bio from Ebony Magazine. He built a whole brand around directing women on the type of men that they should date, and more notably, how a real man behaves. He's known for admonishing men in the areas where they need to step it up. So Derrick Jaxn basically records relationship advice and content for women. His audience is definitely predominantly Black women. He usually sits in his car and records these videos. He's a good looking fella, usually has a tight ass V-neck shirt. But I promise you, people say that they never heard of him. I promise you, you've seen his videos floating around before, even if you didn't know who he was. So Derrick Jaxn has been trending for days because he is full of shit. Last week, his mistress came out and stated that not only has he been cheating on his wife, but that they fucked in his marital bed. So at first, Derrick tried to deny that this was even truthful. But then he eventually went live with his wife and admitted his transgressions. The reason why this matters is because, first of all, how are you preaching to women about how they need to love themselves and act like a queen and stay away from fuckboys when you are doing the fuck shit yourself? He's selling t-shirts and games and all kind of merchandise and book. He got books, y'all. I think he got a book about cheating. Like, he got all kind of shit going on. He has literally built a platform on giving women relationship advice, and this is what a real man does. But he out here on bullshit. And so it's like, I personally, let me backtrack a little bit. I am obviously in the arena of, dating, relationship advice, whatever. I typically don't listen to a lot of men for advice. A few of my listeners have come to me about Derrick Jaxn before or sent me his stuff. I don't really listen to it because I personally feel like Derrick panders. And now we know he was pandering. But basically, I just felt like he was a gimmick because I felt like he was using his sexuality, like the fact that he was, relatively attractive, to get people to listen to him. Like, you always see him in the car with the lighting, with his muscles, with the tight ass shirts. Like, I was just like, what he's saying is not anything profound. And I will say this, what he's saying is not necessarily wrong, but he is pandering. And that's a part of the issue. Like, you just telling people what they want to hear, not what they truthfully need to hear. And the other issue that I had with him is he never posted his woman. Like, he alluded to having a woman for a long time and then admitted that he was married. But he never posted his wife. Nobody, for a long time, people thought he was dating a white girl and was just trying not to post her because he knew he was going to get dragged. But he never posted his wife. The first time I saw his wife was maybe a couple months ago. And I was like, I don't follow. Well, I think I did follow him at one point. But he posted his wife last summer. And it was just like, I just thought it was weird because I have said this before about men who Instagrams look single. How you having a whole thing about relationships and what women are supposed to do, but you're not showing us in your life, I'm a single man and here's what I'm doing, or I'm dating and here's what I'm doing, I'm a married man. Like there was no transparency. And so for me, I felt like it lacked genuity or genuineness because I'm just like, where's this wife that you say that you have? Like, I hate when men do this whole private thing. And then, like, even JT said this many episodes ago about how, well, eventually I won't post my girlfriend, but I will post my wife. You know what I mean? And so it's like, most men, even if they want their Instagram to look single until they're married, they will eventually say, okay, I'm going to post when we married though. So it's like, you got this huge ass platform. You be giving all the girlies advice, but like, to me, the shit wasn't adding up and I didn't like it. And I just felt like he was a little too gimmicky for me. Again, he wasn't saying anything that was particularly profound. So I personally wasn't interested in him and in following him and the things that he said and buying his books or anything, to the point where in 2016, I posted this on the Instagram page. In 2016, I tweeted, Pandering to Black Women 101, The Rise and Fall of Derrick Jaxn. I said this damn near 5 years ago, y'all. And the reason I said this is because he just does this whole, I'm the great guy, I'm the perfect guy, whatever. But there were screenshots of him cussing one of his fans the fuck out. And I'm sure y'all can find this anywhere on the internet. But he cussed this girl out. I don't even remember what she said to him. But the way that he just handled it was like, you saying that you this high and mighty classic man? But he kind of like drags this, and it just was not necessary. I don't really remember what the situation was about. But it was just like, the shit that you saying on the internet and that shit that he messaged that lady that didn't agree with him, it was just really OD. And I was just like, you just not adding up to who you say you are. So I really wasn't fucking with him in the first place. So back to the cheating thing, like, at first she tried to deny it and make it seem like the girl was lying, but hell, I watched the video from Tasha K. Like, the receipts are there. So he eventually does confess to the cheating and says that his wife forgave him already. This is old news. We're just finding out about it. He said his wife did leave him at one point, but now he has turned his life around and given his life back to God. And he said he was a serial cheater and goes to break down the things that he did. And the thing that set me off about this is that they are sitting in this video and holding hands, but he is holding her hand, and they held hands the entire live. Like, I don't know how long this live went on because I don't like people playing in my face, and I couldn't listen to him spew bullshit or whatever. But from the clips that I saw, like, it just looked like slavery to me. It looked very forced. Like, I pick up on energy, and his wife was just giving me like sad, but also, why are you holding her hand this entire time? Like, it just was so forced, and it was not like real at all. Like, I was not here for it. And she just didn't seem to be there emotionally. A lot of people have been dragging his wife because of the way she presented on video. On the first live, because there have been several since then. On the first live, she had on some sort of a hat that looked like a bonnet. She had on like almost like a crew neck on. It was black, and then she had on jeans and just she had on her glasses. Like, it seemed to me like chill attire. And a lot of people like, damn, she not even gonna like get on this video and like look like a bad bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to kind of put this out there. I honestly think that his wife is not there emotionally. I feel like she has checked out. If you watch that video, she just gives me shell of the woman she was before. And I don't even know this woman, and I can just tell she's just not there anymore. And I felt for her. Like, I really felt for her in that moment. Sis is checked the fuck out. Like, it's just sad. She just looked really, really fed up. You know what I mean? But she just had on these chill clothes, and then one part of me is just like, damn, he could have given her the chance to dial up or whatever. But then she comes out on video and was like, I dress like this normally. I don't have to do all of that, blah, 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 blah. A lot of people are speculating that it was damn near intentional that she got on camera like that, because then people are justifying it like, oh, I see why he cheated. She's homely. First of all, if you look at their wedding photo, she's very pretty. Like, his wife is attractive. So like, she was dressing real homely in these videos, but she's not ugly at all. But I just want to acknowledge that I really don't think that people, I understand why, especially the Black community, like, for us, this is like a press conference. You know what I mean? Like, this ain't the first time a woman has stood by her man when he's done some crazy shit. Kobe's wife had to do it. Hillary Clinton had to do it. You know, numerous football players, celebrities, entertainers, whoever. Like, this ain't the first time. But like, this State of the Union that they gave us about their marriage, she didn't come to the nines. And for Black people, that's like, damn, sis, like, you ain't even try to put in no effort. Because that's the thing. If this shit was really true, I would be showing up like, yep, and we together now, what? You know what I mean? Like, stand in your shit. But like, honestly, I speak about the way that she was checked out because her husband is a narcissist. Seriously. And narcissistic people are manipulative, and people relate them to like vampires, how they suck your energy. And I think that her attire is just a part of her checking out. So I want people to give her a little bit of grace with the way that she looked. It is given Stockholm Syndrome, honestly. She knew this was going to be all over the internet, but I just feel like she's just gone mentally. Like, she's just gone. So it just is what it is at this point. For him, it's like, you let her get on the internet like this, but for her, she don't even have the energy to do this. She been with him. I didn't even say this part. They've been together, I want to say, for 10 years. They haven't been married for 10 years, but they've been together since they were really young. So sis has been through it. She's been with him for, there's pictures of her and him, like, I don't know if he was playing college football, but there's pictures of them at least 10 years ago. And I just feel like her self-esteem is in the garbage now. I do feel like he set her up with the clothing thing, but I just wanted to put that in there because I want you guys to give sis a little bit of a break, because she's dealing with a full-blown narcissist. He is so narcissistic that, first of all, initially when he denied the cheating rumors, he was like, he said this, he was like, well, we were separated at the time. And so the thing is, there is a video of him giving advice to his listeners and to his fans saying, oh, well, you know, I feel like you shouldn't deal with men who are separated because they're still married, right? But then he tried to claim later, oh, well, we were separated, so, you know, it wasn't that bad of a thing, and my wife had left me, and bought, no. Then he wants to sit up here and he's just a full-blown hypocrite, because he also went in on John Gray, who is a pastor who constantly cheats on his wife, eventer, whatever. He constantly cheats on his wife and buys her. He bought his wife a Lamborghini after he cheated on her. And he did this lavish-ass wedding, only because I'm in the wedding industry. He did this very nice little, like, vow renewal or whatever. But fine, she like it, I love it. Who gives a shit? But he went in on Pastor John Gray cheating ass. But you are Pastor Gray cheating ass. Like, what a hypocrite. It's the narcissism for me. You're gonna get on this internet every day and basically warn women about men like you. That's all he's been doing this whole time. You know how to give this advice because you are like these men you try to warn people about. And another thing is, to me and to most of the men, it's like, this is just your way of posturing yourself so women are interested in you. You just telling them sweet nothings. All this, ladies, you don't do anything wrong. This is these men, and you just need to be the queen that you are. Pandering, okay? And another thing that pisses me off is that men are right for once. Men, y'all got this. Y'all can save this clip, because it's the only time I'm going to say it. But a lot of men are parading because they're like, I told y'all that his ass is full of shit. I knew, because the way my discernment is set up, I can clock some bullshit from a mile away. But women be eating this shit he be saying up. And it's just like, really, y'all? Like, I don't know. I don't expect everyone's discernment to be on my level. And again, he wasn't off with the messages that he was giving. But he is a hypocrite and he is full of shit. And a lot of men were pissed off because it's like, you just telling these girls what they want to hear because you want in on them. And that's exactly what was happening. And honestly, someone pointed this out too. Now his pool of women is even wider because now women know that he fucking, like, listen, some of these women are savages, okay? Like, his pussy stock just went up to 1,000, okay? It was already up there, but now it went way up because now we know you cheating, and now you bringing God into this, talking about you was a serial cheater, but you changed your ways. Oh boy, the girls are gonna test the fuck out of him, and he gonna fold every time. Niggas are calling him the new toxic king. He the new Future. I don't see the internet letting this rest at all. And honestly, I don't know if there's any recovery from this. Like, there are definitely women who feel like, you know, God is a healer, God changes, and blah, blah, blah. Like, understand that, appreciate that. But what we're not going to do is justify this. He built his platform on one thing and turned around and did another. That's bullshit. He deserves nothing. Ugh, and the men are just so happy about this, and it makes me mad. Like, ugh. And one of my homies, I was reaching out to a couple guys. I'm like, why are men so happy about, you know, women finding out that, you know, he's full of shit? And so one guy was like, this is one of the first times that men get to be right. He was like, men rarely have times where they are right, But this time we were, and we're gonna throw that in y'all faces. And like a part of me feels like men were so mad at him because it's like game recognized game. He telling the girls all the sweet shit, and and that's how he pulling them. That's a part of the game. So that's why a lot of men are just so geeked about this. But stop with this "I told you so" ass shit. It is not the brag that y'all think it is. Like, Derrick Jaxn had these t-shirts, "Black Men Don't Cheat" movement, when he was in fact cheating. Like, we're not supposed to say that men ain't shit, but at the end of the day, y'all are not showing us how good men are. The men who are saying they're good men are not showing us how good they are. So this "I told you so," it's just not the brag you think it is. So I need y'all to chill the fuck out. But like I said, I already knew. But I don't like seeing the men parade around. I don't like when they happy like this. So anyway, his wife then comes back on social media a few hours later and justifying her attire, and then she uses religion to justify the emotional abuse, because this is in fact emotional abuse, guys. I did an episode about Chris and Paige from Married at First Sight, and Chris and Paige are just the younger version of them. Like, this is Chris and Paige in 10 years. Like, y'all gotta stop bringing God into your foolishness. Stop playing in his face. Like, Derrick doesn't have to answer to anyone but the guy he serves and his wife. But we are not about to sit up here and justify what he did with the whole "we're all humans and we make mistakes and God forgives." Like, it's a lack of accountability for me. Like, a person could legit, like, kill someone and y'all will justify that shit with religion. But let me put a pin in this before I go off on the deep end. All I want to say is, it's some women out there already making excuses for him, justifying what he did. He literally admitted to the cheating at this point. The church crowd preaches forgiveness and loves to absolve men specifically of their behavior. I believe in grace, guys. I do. I talk about it a lot. But how are you preaching that women should love themselves and not deal with bullshit, but you are the bullshit? You're literally giving relationship advice, but you're hiding your fucking wife. Like, again, what is up with it? And I don't fuck with the fact that, like, I feel like a lot of women, like, I feel like this is internalized misogyny. A lot of women love following men for relationship advice because, I don't know, I feel like I just find it all, like, really, really odd, because it's just like, again, I just think that some women just only want to listen to men because they feel like, well, he's a man, you know, he should know, right? Yeah, he does know. He knows so much, in fact, that he literally created a platform, got all your monies, all your pennies, all your times, and your panties. And he's still out here on bullshit. But some women like that. Some women want to only listen to men for advice. Some women feel like only men could give good advice. And that's disappointing for me as a woman who is just in the arena in general. Like, there are a lot of women who give some good ass advice. We be saying the same shit these dudes be saying half the time. Y'all know on this show, I hold y'all accountable and I hold these men accountable. Like, it is what it is. But I just feel like some women only want to listen to men. And you have the men like Derrick who are pandering, and then you have the guys like Kevin Samuels who are just being assholes and being dickheads. Like, there is a happy medium here, ladies. If you want it, and I believe in balance, you should be listening to as many people as you want to. But if you want to listen to men, listen to men who are actually giving good content and living up to that. Like, this Derrick Jaxn shit was just, it was just ridiculous. Like I said, it just really reminded me of the couple from Married at First Sight. And I'm glad a lot of people on the internet made that connection, because all Paige does is justify the shit that Chris does with religion. And it's like, God don't want you to be abused, sis. Stop it. And the way that Derrick Jaxn's wife got on this internet and sat up there and said, you know, we make mistakes and I don't want to be judged for one. Girl, bye. If she did this shit, Derrick would not be sitting next to her, holding her hand, sitting through the bullshit, while she details all the things that he did to betray her. But that's how some of y'all feel. I'm not even gonna, I'm not even going to get into it. Like I said, I stay out of married people's business. My heart goes out to Derrick's wife and his children. I feel like she has suffered for a long time. I hope she finds the strength to choose herself. Whether that means continuing with this narcissistic man or not, I really hope that she has a support system outside of him. I think she needs therapy. I have rooted before for women to leave their philandering husbands just to hear bullshit like, well, you're married, so you don't understand. What I do understand as a single woman is that no woman deserves to be cheated on and manipulated and energy drained. I'm not going to advocate for divorce, but I just really want her to know her worth. And ladies, all men do not cheat. We're going to have an episode on this one day, but just know your worth. Men do not accept cheating sitting down because they understand what it means. Women have been ingrained to accept whatever fuck shit. Stop. Like, stop. And then it's just narcissistic shit. Derrick, literally, right before I recorded this episode, he did a reaction video to his own fucking video. Oh, yeah, you know. And he spoke about himself in third person, which, oh my God, it is just, I want to see someone who is in the social, like sociology arena or the psychology arena. I really need to see some reports and some dissertations about this little stunt he done pulled. The fact that you did all of this and then you go and record a video reacting to the shit you did, reacting to your own live video. Are you fucking serious? It was the speaking in third person for me. Speaking in third person is a way for him to absolve himself. And he's othering himself in a situation and just like, oh yeah, y'all asking, oh, what is Derrick Jaxn, thinking, blah, 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 blah. Like, this is content for him. This is a fucking joke to him. And then he had the nerve to promote his book. It's very ghetto. It's very ghetto. I personally feel like he's a joke at this point, but I have known for years that he was full of shit. I hope that the ladies who do follow him don't give him another dime of your money. He is a lie and a cheat. It's just the hypocrisy for me. Like, if he had, and let me just say this, if he had gone and said, from experience, I was a serial cheater on my wife, and I have this platform now as a form of redemption. This is what I, want women to know, blah, 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 blah. That would have been a great platform. Seriously. Sometimes the truth is okay. Actually, no. All the time, the truth is okay. Like, that would have worked. And I don't feel like that would have affected his brand any. But he wanted to go and be Mr. Perfect when he was doing all this fuck shit behind the scenes. I ain't got time for it. I'm sick of the bullshit. Sadly, they said his Instagram account has gone up 200,000 followers just in the last day or two. I don't know. I think it's because people love the mess, but I just really, I hope that his wife doesn't snap. She is giving me, checked out teas, and to me, I don't know. I'm just saying, I really hope she don't hurt nobody or herself, because she seems on the edge to me. There is something really wrong and really off with her. And I just really, really, really hope that she's getting the support that she needs. But woo, child, Derrick Jaxn is a fucking goofy. And all the men are cheering right now. And all the ladies are disappointed because it's like, damn, all of y'all are like this. But like I said, all men are not like this. But we just gotta learn to clock the fuck shit, ladies. Like, so sad, but he is a goofy. He's goofy as fuck. Alright guys, now it's time for our main segment. I feel like the wires get crossed sometimes between singles and takens. And as you know, when I say takens, in this context, it's people who are married or in relationships. It's always funny to me because, like, the takers were single at one point too. Like, obviously I have this platform to remind me, but when I'm in a relationship, I never want to be that tone-deaf friend giving out commentary that's not helpful, or more importantly, not realistic when I'm in a relationship. I just want to shake taking people sometimes. Like, girl, you don't seriously believe this is viable advice? Like, and I do have some married friends who keep it a stack. Like, they see me, they understand what I deal with, they get it, and they support support me. And I love that shit, okay? Like, but some folks just be acting so brand new. Like, you got the girls that's been in a relationship a few months and start looking down on you. Like, girl, bye. Don't call me when it's over either. And then you have those women who like have been single for years and just are truly aloof. Full vision moment. This is why I emphasize the importance of taking advice from people who share certain experiences, not based on their relationship status. A taken woman who has not seen a dating app cannot tell you the proper protocol to giving away your number, or when's the best time to take it on off the app, or how to properly answer what are you looking for without scaring your match away. Like, yes, she has a man, but she has never had to navigate the space of dating in that manner if she has not dated using a dating app. So sis is just guessing. Like, and a woman who didn't meet her man on a dating app probably can give you some pointers. But like I said, I do have some taken friends who get it, but I have some that don't. So just keep this in mind. And to my single friends, I very much enjoy dichotomy. Like, I want to bridge the gap between takens and singles. I think that it's important that we explore where we differ or misconceptions. I feel like that really matters. We are not so different, but understanding where we do differ is important so we can like gain some sort of mutual understanding. So I just want it to be known, I am aware that there are some things single friends miss the mark on. We know y'all are balancing life plus a partner, which is a full-time job in itself. We know y'all can't be available to us like you used to be, answering phones, texts, coming to hang out. Planning vacations is not as simple as it was before. So in season 2, I will be following up this episode with what your taken friends want you to know. And I'm going to bring on a married guest or, a friend in a long-term relationship so they can break it down for us. So, to my taken friends, we see you too, and you'll get your moment, but I gotta pop my shit first. So, here are some things that your single friends want you to know. First, think before you plan stuff or invite us out. Now, I'm the pull-up friend. Anybody close to me will tell you that I pulls the fuck up if I'm invited somewhere. But if you're planning something and I'm going to be the 5th wheel or the 7th wheel or the 9th wheel, like, think about it, friend. Like, I know this shit happens, but come on. A few years ago, some friends and I, we kept trying to plan a cabin trip. And we were like starting to narrow down like parts of the trip and stuff like that. But then I realized I would have been the 7th wheel on that trip. So I backed out and I told one of my friends why. And they were like, well, it's no big deal. We're all friends. Every single person in that group had a partner. So like when we got drunk and played games and then the couple start sneaking back to their rooms, I would feel some type of way. Like, I just know that I would. Or when we break for good night, like, and I got to hear everybody fucking, like, I'm going to be pissed the fuck off. Like, y'all, I am empowered about my singleness. I have this show. I have my book. But a bitch folds sometimes, okay? Like, so just please be a little bit more thoughtful with this. I'm cool with my 3rd wheel spot, but honestly, I feel like being the 5th, the 7th, or the 9th wheel is even worse. So just have a little bit of thought into that. But on that note, we get that they're going to be couples only things. And, I might feel a way about feeling left out. And I know you may feel weird, but because you want me to come, but suggesting that I just find someone real quick, it's just unnecessary pressure. And then like, just think about it for a second. If I could find someone worth going on a trip with or doing this couples thing with that easily, don't you think I'd be talking to them by now? Like, come on. And then suggesting I just suck it up and like come because we're all friends, it's just really unfair, guys. So just be realistic. And side note, we have no problem 3rd wheeling as long as y'all not annoying as fuck. Like, when I 3rd wheel, I usually want to make it feel like it's just 3 friends. You know what I mean? But if you're the type of couple who has to do the absolute most with PDA, then I probably don't want to hang out with you as much as a couple. Like, if y'all snuggling and kissing and sitting on laps and doing the absolute no, I don't want to. Like, unless y'all trying to entice me, just no. Like, I don't want to see it. And let me just disclaim real quick, I am not trying to be anybody's unicorn, so don't try it. Don't be in my inbox. The next thing we want you guys to know is that you can stop feeling sorry for us. If you are listening to this show, then you already likely know where I stand on this. But being single is not a bad thing. Like, relationship people are no better than single people. Like, we're just living two different types of lifestyles. There's nothing wrong with either side. It's just different, and that's okay. But society has made it so that, like, our social stock lies in our partnering abilities, especially for women. So, like, we get one side, which is the negatives. You can't get a man, ha ha ha, misogynistic energy. And then there's also the, oh my God, you're single. I'm so sorry to hear that. Like, bitch, stop. I'm not a pathetic little puppy. This annoys me so much. Like, I have feelings and I have hurts and I have fears, but I am not like something to be pitied because I haven't found my match. You should be glad to know and have a friend who's not going to settle for any old thing. And there is a balance to asking us about our romantic life. If you want to know what I am or am not doing in my love life every time we talk, I'm probably going to be a little annoyed. Like, damn, I'm this whole ass person who like aspires to things other than regular dick attached to a quality human. Like, so it's just like some friends that are taken are always like, so there's just like, no, don't do that. That's annoying. But if it's been months and I haven't been talking about anybody or haven't been giving you dating chronicles and you realize I haven't been dating at all or prioritizing my love life, you are 100% allowed to nudge me, even if I get annoyed. Sometimes we do need a push, like this March challenge is pushing people, and I love it. So if you have single friends who are just sitting around making excuses, definitely refer them to this show, first of all, but also just nudge them to consider giving love a chance and just being more active in their love lives. The next thing is, we want you guys to know that we are not trying to offend you, but sometimes you just don't get it. I think Kev on stage talked about this before, but I heard this story about like a singles ministry pastor who was trying to coach single people in the church. And like eventually he gave up his post to another minister. Why? Because he got to go home after preaching to these single people and sleep with his wife. And he just could not relate to the day-to-day struggles of singleness. And he wasn't talking from direct experience anymore. He was speaking in theory at that point. I've had taken friends try to give me tips on how to get a guy, and I'm like, you have got to be fucking kidding. Like, oh, just go to the bars and dress cute. You're bound to meet someone. Bitch, I be out. I be at the bars. I am the streets. Like, and I still haven't met anyone like who is the one. So what do you have to say now? You know what I mean? Like, it just hasn't happened for me, and that's okay. And that's not necessarily because it's something I am not doing. So it's just not as simple as y'all make it sometimes. And it's really annoying having to explain it to you, on top of the frustrations we're already feeling with having to date and with our love lives. And we might take you up on your shitty ass advice, and we might connect with somebody at a bar or whatever, and they're just not it. But this is a callback to episode 1, settling and self-care. Be like Tony. Sometimes we just need a little something, and we need something that's not platonic, and we don't want to be judged. Like, so if we do meet somebody and you're like, bitch, what are you doing? Like, sis, let me rock, okay? The next thing is, we are not jealous of you specifically, but we do sometimes feel a way seeing happy couples. So my single people are about to drag me for this because I'm telling all the business, y'all. But it's true. Like, I don't feel any way about the people that I know because I know them, but like, let me get on like Instagram or Facebook or some Black Love Instagram page. Like, I remember one day vividly scrolling on this Instagram Black Love account. I can't remember the specific handle. And thinking, like, where the fuck did they find these men? Like, I'd be confused and dismayed. Like, sometimes I just have to log out. Like, I actually tweeted about that page and talked about how I loved it, but I had to block them because it was just stirring up frustration, and discontent in me. And they tweeted me back. And they said that they understood that I needed to protect my peace. Now, obviously, y'all, we have no idea what's behind these Instagram photos, but on Instagram, it's easy to assume someone's happiness because you don't know them in real life. Like, I talked about this on my holiday episode. Like, I know my triggers, and I get triggered around the winter holidays because it's like, I want to be visiting with Bay's family. I want to start some traditions. I want some fucking matching PJ pictures. Like, I want matching PJs. Y'all, let's just put a pin in this right now. Y'all can quote me on this. I'm matching PJs with somebody in December. Okay. But I got it singles on that episode about the holidays on how to navigate their own feelings. But I want you guys to know that we love you and we're happy for you and we're happy that you're happy. And we be seeing y'all fighting. So thank you for keeping it real with us behind the scenes. Honestly, you are living proof that shit only be sweet on Instagram. Like, really, our taken friends bring us back to earth. They bring us back to reality on what real relationships looks like from day to day. And it's not always fairy tales. On another note, taken friends, we love y'all, but please, you've been with Bae for 2 seconds. I'm not following your couple's YouTube, your couple's account, whatever bullshit you're trying to get popping for the social media fame. Like, I don't care that y'all are celibate until your wedding date, which magically happens to be the same year that y'all met. Looking at y'all Christian couples, but we're gonna talk about that. I'm doing that purity episode next season, guys. But this applies to married people too. Like, I'm not gonna name names, but it be some newly married couples that want to start advice pages for single people or for married people. Like, can y'all get out the actual marital honeymoon stages? Damn. It's like one thing to give advice as a newlywed couple to newlywed couples, but a lot of people be on IG looking for the clout and they don't stay in their lane. And they want to be telling singles what we need to be doing. I am not interested. Like, I get it, y'all. We've seen the Derrick Jaxns exploit the fuck out of single women. It's a cash cow. But please, just don't do this. Or you can do it, but don't ask me to, like, be a part of your fuck shit. Like, to me, it just lacks, like, it's just not really genuine. Like, some of y'all use your relationships as a marketing tool. Like, there's studies about this, and I just feel like that shit is whack as fuck. Like, people be posting their partners for clout. Look at my husband. You too can have a husband if you follow this advice. Like, it's whack, and I don't like it. Like, it's cute, and I'm happy for y'all, but we don't care about your date nights. Don't care. Don't want to follow you. Like, maybe in 10 years, but I don't care. I'm sorry. The next thing is sometimes we are sad about being single. Okay, look, it happens. I might throw a pity party. I might say some crazy things like, love just isn't meant for me. You know, maybe my true love doesn't exist. Dating just isn't worth it. I just don't want to try anymore. Like, friends, there are going to be times where I give the fuck up. Let me let it out. And then I want you to smack me with the fucking truth. Like, I am that bitch and true love is out there for me. Closed mouths don't get fed on this boulevard. Ooh, people love to tell my words back to me, y'all. It's really funny. But like, we really do have our sensitive moments. And, you know, I have a tendency not to talk to taken friends about this. And I know some people who will talk to just anybody about it, but they will also get defensive. So like, just be mindful of that and just kind of be sensitive to that. We do get sad sometimes and we may not tell you what's going on, but it happens. And, you know, for me, it's just an ego thing. I just don't want people to know that I'm down and out, but obviously I have this platform to share with you guys. But just generally speaking, taking friends, we have our moments. So, you know, we may need some uplifting from time to time, but let us just let it out and throw our little pity party and then, you know, make us get back out there. Another thing we want you guys to know, please stop with the backhanded comments about dating. I just couldn't be single and dating in today's world. Like, I'm not talking about the people who are truly empathizing with single people and our struggles and who are trying to support us for this particular one. I am specifically talking about the people who are speaking from their high horse. girls be getting a man and all of a sudden they get single amnesia. Like, especially the ones who are taken but not married. Like, sis, you only been dating old boy for a year. You really forgot what it's like to be single that quickly. Like, okay, sis. That shit is just so annoying. Like, you don't remember nothing. Now, oh, I just don't even understand how you do it. Sis, you was just doing this right with me a year ago. Relax. And y'all gonna be mad at this one, but honestly, I'm just gonna say it. Sis, you could be single tomorrow. Shit fucking happens. Do I want it to happen? Of course not. But I just wish y'all would understand and be grateful for how lucky you are. And stop saying stupid ass shit to us single people. Like, you can't easily be in our position. Like, this girl responded to something I posted and was like, I'm just so glad I have my husband and I don't have to deal with this. First of all, bitch, you're not helping. Second of all, this girl's man literally left her for months to be with another woman. And like, I'm happy that they are healed and they worked it out and they moved on. But this was literally about to be you, sis. Like, stop clutching your pearls at me. And while I'm on the subject, I don't want your situation, sis. In the words of Jordan Woods, there are things that you accept as a taken or married woman that I would fucking never. And no, I'm honestly not judging you. Like, it is what it is. And I've said this before. There's some things that I would accept that some of you guys might not. And honestly, I did an episode about it, but I honestly truly stay out of specifically married people's business, but taking people period. Like, if you want my advice on something, or you want my commentary, sure thing. But at the end of the day, I stay out of business. But don't be judging me for choosing singleness. Like, and I'm not going to judge you for, being in your situation or being in your relationship or being with your husband after some crazy shit's happened. Like, let's just make a deal. You don't ask why I'm so picky and why I'm still single, and I won't ask why you're settling, sis. Okay? Next up, this is for my taken boss babes. Please do not talk about how easy it is to go full time in your business and how we should do so if we're serious about our businesses and our side hustles. Sis, you have an entire spouse, meaning you have time to build your business with the support of one, another income, and two, you still have health insurance. We are not the same. It just lacks integrity for you to sit up here and make yourself a pillar of entrepreneurship. Like, I'm not hating. I say this often, that I'm not going full time in my events business until I have a spouse that can support me and back me up with our household. You know what I mean? So I'm really not hating, but when I get to that point, I'm going to be very honest about how I was successful going full time because of my support system. Y'all be leaving that shit out and acting like that's not a factor. It is a factor. Like, y'all are acting like Kylie Jenner being a self-made millionaire. Okay, sis. Okay. We see you. Another thing that we want our taken friends to know, remember that relationships require a level of forgiveness that dating just does not. So, like, relationship people, y'all have to have this spirit of forgiveness because you need that in order for your relationship to be successful. And there's levels to forgiveness. Obviously, we're not talking about infidelity or anything crazy. But dating people, we have a tendency to be very cutthroat, especially at the first sign of shenanigans. So I just feel like there is a happy medium between the two. But I feel like too often women in relationships are all, give him a chance. And it's just like, sometimes it does balance out our fuck shit. But like, sometimes I'm just like, okay, sis, like, suggesting that we continue to engage with people and be forgiving of people who are showing red flags in the very early stages. Like, that's why I kind of have to draw the line. Like, when I know I need to lighten up, I go to my relationship friends because I know what they're going to say. Try to work it out. You know what I mean? But sometimes y'all be simping, or y'all just want us to be with somebody, or whatever the case. But just be mindful, like, the grace you give your partner is very different for us because we are dating someone brand new. So just be mindful. It's levels to this forgiveness shit. And sometimes y'all need to be a little bit more hardcore with your advice to us. But sometimes we do need you to remind us, like, okay, sis, lighten up a bit. And finally, friends, please, 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 please be genuine when you try to hook us up. Like, if you wouldn't date him, then don't set me up with his ass. And if you would date him, and I'm already signing you and your current partner are telling you shit like, oh girl, you better than me. Like every time we talk, I have all but told you, I don't think you have the range, sis. I don't think you make good choices in men. So yeah, don't do that. I talked about this on Down in the DMs recently, but just don't throw any old body at me. Like, I personally do not mind being set up. But like, when you meet a nice guy who's single, put me the fuck on, sis. Like, just say, oh, I have a friend who's single that I think you get along with, and show him my Instagram and call it a day. Like, Meghan Markle's friends set her up with a prince. So, like, why don't y'all fuck with me like that? But that is going to wrap up this segment. All right, guys, now it's time for the dating tip of the week. Make your love life a priority. I have mentioned this before. I mentioned it in the earlier segment. Like, as I've been getting back into the swing of things with dating, I'm like, damn, like, I really have to start like scheduling time to swipe and respond to messages and be timely. Like, but we make time for everything else. So, like, this is no different. You make time for the things that you want. And if you want love, if you want dick, or if you just want someone to rub your booty, like, you need to make time for it. So, dating tip of the week, make your love life a priority. Now it's time for Down in the DMs. I did not get any letters this week, so I'm just going to assume y'all are having a great time dating with the March Challenge. If you have any questions or want me to read a letter regarding your love life or dating woes or whatever, feel free to DM me on social media or email me at ListenToYourSingleFriend@gmail.com, and please put Down in the DMs in the subject. Now it's time for trivia. Alrighty, so trivia this week is: blank percent of Americans have had sex on the first date. Is it A, 29%, B, 17%, C, 42%, or D, 33%? I wanted to do this because I felt like it would kind of aligned with the trivia from last week, so I thought that would be fun. You'll have to wait till next week's episode to find out the answer. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the show. And the March Challenge is wrapping up. So the next time you hear from me, I think it's going to be March 31st. It's going to be a week from now. So there's only 1 week left. Y'all have been DMing me with your updates on your dates. Some of y'all are dusting off those apps. Like, I'm just super happy. Like, I'm really, really excited about the March Challenge. Let me know if y'all want to do like more challenges and stuff. You know, I got to do my April challenge now. Shout out to y'all. But that's just all I wanted, was for y'all to get back out there. Shout out to everybody who has been just making the attempts and participating in the challenge and just giving it a shot, guys. So stay tuned for next week's episode. Make sure to share, subscribe, rate, review, and tell your friends about this awesome ass podcast you've been listening to. Love you guys. Talk to you next time. Hey, hey.